The three kingdoms shattered because 100 warlords fought to be first. It ended because one man knew how to be last. This is not a story about the heroes who charged into battle. This is a story about the man who waited for them all to die. His name was Sima Yi. Imagine a chess game that lasted 60 years. All the brilliant players made their moves early, bold gambits, aggressive attacks, brilliant sacrifices, and one player did almost nothing. He defended. He waited. He watched everyone else exhaust themselves. When the game finally ended, he was the only one still sitting at the board. Sima Yi grew up watching smart people die. In the late Han, being brilliant was dangerous. The brightest scholars were purged in the prohibition of the parties. The most talented generals were executed for being threats. He learned a lesson early. In chaos, visibility kills. His father once told him, "In troubled times, the tall tree catches the wind first." So Sima Yi made a choice. He would never be the tallest tree. He would be the one still standing when the storm passed. This was not cowardice, it was calculation. Sima Yi was born into an elite family. In that era, birth determined almost everything. He was known as a prodigy, intelligent, cautious, with an extraordinary memory and a talent for hiding his true emotions. Cao Cao heard about this young talent and ordered him to serve in his government. But Sima Yi refused. The reason was simple. The world was in chaos, and no one knew how far Cao Cao would go. Backing the wrong leader could cost you your head. So Sima Yi did something very Sima Yi. He pretended to be sick. Not for a few days, not for a few weeks. He stayed at home, paralyzed for years. At first, Cao Cao did not believe it. He sent spies to watch him. One day, Sima Yi was drying books in the courtyard. Suddenly, a storm hit. Rain poured down and the books were getting soaked. He jumped up instantly to save them. The spies saw everything. When the report reached Cao Cao, he smiled and said only one sentence: "This man is not simple." Then he sent another order: "Serve me or die." This time, Sima Yi stopped pretending. He knew the game was over. He joined Cao Cao's camp. But from the very beginning, he understood one thing. Around Cao Cao, people who looked too smart did not live very long. Cao Cao's court was full of brilliant minds: Guo Jia, Sun Yu, Cheng Yu, Jizu. Each of them was a legend. Among them, Sima Yi never stood out. He worked carefully. He spoke cautiously. He never fought for the spotlight. When others argued, he stayed silent. When others took credit, he stepped back. Some called him smooth, some called him timid, some thought he was just an average official. But Cao Cao never trusted him. He once said, "Sima Yi has the eyes of a hawk and the posture of a wolf. He will never be content as a servant." In simple terms, this man would rebel one day. So Cao Cao never gave him full military power. He was kept under tight control. Most people would grow impatient, but not Sima Yi. He waited. In the three kingdoms, most heroes were short-lived. They died in battle or were killed in politics. Sima Yi's strategy was much simpler. You fight, I survive. When Cao Cao died, his son Cao Pai became emperor. Cao Pai was paranoid. He killed his own brothers. He purged officials who were too loyal to his father. One day, he summoned Sima Yi. "My father never fully trusted you. Should I?" Sima Yi knelt. "Your Majesty, I am like a tool. Use me when needed. Discard me when not. I have no ambitions." Cao Pai laughed. "A tool? Tools do not think." "Exactly, Your Majesty." Cao Pai kept him, because a man who claimed to be a tool seemed less dangerous than a man who claimed to be loyal. This was Sima Yi's genius. He made weakness look like honesty. The man who finally pushed Sima Yi into the center of history was Zhuge Liang. Zhuge Liang launched northern campaigns again and again against the state of Wei. Inside Wei, no one wanted to face the legendary strategist. because losing to Zhu Zhiliang was not shameful, but failure could still cost you your life. Eventually, the task fell to Sima Yi. These two men were complete opposites. Zhu Zhiliang was an idealist, desperately trying to restore the Han dynasty. Sima Yi was a realist who only wanted to live to the end. Zhu Zhiliang attacked with brilliance. Sima Yi refused to attack at all. He did only one thing. He defended. Zhu Zhiliang tried to provoke him. He sent insults. He even sent women's clothing to mock him as a coward. In that era, this was a deep humiliation. But Sima Yi reacted in a very modern way. He accepted the clothes, smiled, and kept defending. He told his officers, Zhu Zhiliang has come from far away. His supplies are limited. If we wait long enough, he will retreat on his own. It sounded less like a battlefield and more like a business strategy. Your competitor expands aggressively, burns money, launches campaigns, and you do nothing. You just protect your cash flow. Eventually, they collapse on their own, and that was exactly what happened. During his 5th campaign, Zhu Zhiliang died in his camp. When the news reached Sima Yi, he did not celebrate. He simply let out a long breath. The greatest threat was gone. In modern terms, Zhu Zhiliang was trolling him, publicly, aggressively, trying to provoke an emotional reaction, and Sima Yi did what the best strategists do when trolled: nothing. He did not defend himself, he did not get angry, he did not prove he was not a coward, because he understood something deeper. Responding to provocation is losing. The moment you react, you are playing their game. So he played his own game and won. After Zhu Zhiliang's death, power struggles erupted inside the state of Wei. The real authority now belonged to a general named Cao Shuang. By this time, Sima Yi was old, and once again he returned to his favorite strategy. He pretended to be sick. He lay in bed, unable to eat, unable to speak, as if death was only days away. Cao Shuang relaxed. He believed the old man was finished. For years, Sima Yi had pretended to be dying. He could barely eat, could barely speak. Servants had to carry him. Cao Shuang visited once to check. Sima Yi lay in bed, drool running down his chin, fumbling with a spoon. Food spilled everywhere. Cao Shuang left satisfied. The old man is finished. But Sima Yi's sons knew the truth. This was not illness. It was preparation. One day, news arrived. The emperor was leaving the capital for a ceremonial visit. Cao Shuang would escort him with the main army. Sima Yi's eyes opened. How many troops remain in the capital? 3,000 palace guards. Enough. That morning, servants entered his room expecting to feed an invalid. Instead, they found him standing, fully armored. Gather the guards, close the gates. Today, we take back the state. Within hours, the capital was sealed. Cao Shuang was outside the walls with the emperor. Sima Yi was inside with control of the government. Cao Shuang had the army, but Sima Yi had the capital. And in politics, position beats strength. Cao Shuang sent messengers. I will surrender my power. Just let me live. Sima Yi's response was written in one sentence. The Cao family trusted you. You failed them. There is no mercy. Cao Shuang and his entire faction were executed. 3,000 people. 20 years of patience. 1 day of action. This is the difference between speed and timing. Speed is doing things fast. Timing is doing things when they matter most. Sima Yi was never the fastest, never the first to act, never the most aggressive. But when he finally moved, it was decisive, irreversible, complete. 1 day to end a 20-year wait, 1 move to checkmate an entire regime. That is not luck. That is preparation meeting opportunity. Sima Yi died 2 years after the coup. He never became emperor. He never even tried, because he understood something most people do not. Personal glory is temporary. Family legacy is permanent. His sons, Sima Yi and Sima Zhao, continued his strategy. Stay in control, but do not rush to the throne. Let the Wei emperors sit there. As long as real power belongs to us. It took another generation. His grandson, Sima Yan, finally made the move Sima Yi never did. He forced the last Wei emperor to abdicate, founded the Jin dynasty, unified China. Sima Yi never saw it, but he built it. He sacrificed his own glory for his family's future. He played a game that would only pay off after he was gone. That might be the rarest kind of patience. Not just waiting for your own victory, but planting trees whose shade you will never sit under. Was Sima Yi a good man? Probably not. He killed thousands in his purges. He betrayed the family he served for decades. He built his power on patience, but also on ruthlessness. The Jin dynasty he founded lasted less than 50 years before collapsing into chaos worse than the Three Kingdoms. So his strategy worked. For him. But not for China. This is the dark side of patience. It can help you win, but it does not guarantee you build something worth winning. Sima Yi won the game, but the game itself was hollow. Think of it like investing. Most people want quick returns. They chase hot stocks. They trade constantly. They react to every news headline. And a few people do the opposite. They buy and hold. They ignore the noise. They wait decades. In the short term, the active traders look smarter. They have stories. They have wins. But when you check back 30 years later, the person who just sat there often has more. Sima Yi was that investor. While everyone else was making moves, he was compounding patience. The Three Kingdoms was an age of heroes. Generals who charged into battle. Brothers who swore eternal loyalty. Strategists who outsmarted armies. They were brilliant, legendary, unforgettable, and they all died. The man who ended the Three Kingdoms was not brilliant. He was patient. He was not legendary. He was careful. He was not unforgettable. Most people barely noticed him, but when the smoke cleared and the heroes were gone, he was still there. Sima Yi proved something that history often forgets. In the long run, patience beats talent. Survival beats glory. Waiting beats rushing. The world celebrates the sprinters. But the marathon is won by the one who knows when to walk. His name was Sima Yi, and in the end, he was the last man standing.